Back inside Coe's BMW for the final segment here on the Ram Report, and we turn our attention to the sport of volleyball, joined by head coach Tom Hilbert. And Tom, talk a little bit about the match last week. I know you guys opened up conference play on the road at New Mexico, and it's a New Mexico team that came into the match at 12-2, and boy, you take the first two sets and you guys fall in 5.
Yeah, it was interesting. We had a very good game plan. They have a really good player named Chantel Riddle, and we knew where they were going to start her, we knew how to block her, and we completely neutralized her and shut her down in the first 2 games. So we were doing exactly what we wanted to do. We go into the break, we come back out, they make a rotation switch and essentially take her out of an effective position for them and start relying on some other players. And beat us in the 3rd game pretty handily. And so rather than me switch our lineup, I chose to stay with what we felt like was our best side out lineup and say, hey, we're just going to play better. And we didn't. And they, you know, my hat's off to New Mexico because they out-competed us in those last 3 sets and took a little bit of steam out of our team. And we didn't respond very well, and now we got to go back to the drawing board and figure out how we can play better on the road.
And I know some of that might be human nature too, right? I mean, you win 25-10 in the first set, you win set 2, you're up 2-0 into the intermission. Human tendency, sometimes you kind of let your guard down, right?
It reminded me of Nebraska against us last year. Same thing happens. You get a certain feeling, and then in set 3, when it's so different, it disrupts your state of mind. And volleyball is a momentum game, and there's a lot of flow to it and a lot of rhythm to it, and we just didn't have it after that. Yeah,
I was curious to kind of how you guys would come out and play, coming off an emotional match against UCLA, and I was looking for the start. Yeah. And you get off to the good start, so that there wasn't any hangover from the loss.
There wasn't, and we started well, and the kids executed well up to that point, but it was like a tale of 2 matches. And the last 3 sets, our stat lines were completely different.
Yeah, I know you have San Diego State coming up here this week, but with New Mexico, obviously off to the great start, they have to be considered, along with you guys and the Aztecs, as a challenger in the conference.
Absolutely, they do, and I think, you know, if some of their support players outside of Chantel play well like they did the other night, they'll be very competitive in this league, and we'll see what happens.
So the Rams fall to 0-1 in conference play. They're going to get Nevada and San Diego State at home coming up this week. We're going to talk about them in just a moment, but wanted to focus on some of the kids who have played well for you here this year. And I think when you talk about your club, you have to first and foremost talk about your really what could be All-American middle in Megan Plord.
Yeah, Megan's good and consistent. She was National Player of the Week a couple of weeks ago. She has just she just understands the game in her position very well, and she always is making plays for us, always blocking well. And then her offense has been a little off this year, but that's because more people are focusing on her. So she's still offensively good, but you know, we'd like to get her a little bit better.
How about Dana Cranston? Obviously, she's been a name Ram fans have known for years.
She's a great player and a good leader for us. Starts in what we call our 0-2 position and is the left front when we start most matches, which means she's going to have a huge impact on the game. And, you know, as she plays well, we play well.
Yeah, and then setter is always such an important position. It's the quarterback of the offense. And Deidre Foss played for you last year as a freshman. How has she progressed here into this season?
Well, she's gotten better in a lot of other areas. She's also improved as a setter, but she's also in better shape. She's a better defensive player. She's a better blocker. All those other things are really good for her too. And she's taking care of the ball. You know, she distributes the ball well, makes good decisions. And we've got her for this year and 2 more years. So I'm really excited about that.
Another player you're going to have for a while, and Dree Colbert. And talk about the freshman.
Well, you know, she's a setter also, and she was coming into this season. We thought, well, we'll redshirt her and allow her to be the backup setter. And she starts doing all these other things really well. I mean, she can attack the ball, she can pass, and so we felt like we needed a better volleyball player in our right side position. We put her in there, and it made our team better. And so she's been getting, you know, 1.5 kills a game. She blocks balls and she can set when Deidre is not in, when Deidre takes the first ball. And so there's a lot of real good things about Dree, and she's really helped us.
So you guys get the Mountain West Conference newcomer, one of the 2, in Nevada coming up on Thursday, and then San Diego State on Saturday. Talk about the 2 matches. I know Nevada is a little bit down, and then you get an Aztec team that was picked to finish second behind you guys in the preseason poll.
And Nevada surprisingly beat Texas Tech over the weekend, so it was a big win for them and our league. And so I don't know much about them. We're starting to watch film now. I do know that San Diego State has this player named Andrea Hanash, who is outstanding, and you know, several other really good athletes. Summer Nash, who played club with Deidre Foss in Seattle, a very good player, and a big physical kid. So, you know, we know much more about San Diego State than we do Nevada, because Nevada has not been in the league. So we'll watch some film, we'll put a plan together, and I hope that we get a good crowd.
Yep, that's always key there at Moby Arena. Tom, thanks so much. Bounce back.
You bet.
Okay, that's head coach Tom Hilbert, and that's going to wrap up the program. For Tom and Jim McElwain, I'm Brian Roth saying so long here from Coe's BMW, and thanks for watching the Ram Report.